but Whistling Diesel. People, why? Why do people go watch that?
Because anybody can go watch a car drive down the street. You know what they can't watch? A car crash. I am so tired of seeing your walk-arounds. We get it. You have a fucking Chevy Malibu 2019 in gray. We get it. We don't need to see it every single day. And I don't understand how they're getting views.
Got me.
That one stung a little bit.
Ouch. Back at it.
Yeah, welcome back to the shit show. It's been a whole 2 weeks of uninterrupted stupidity because we haven't been editing or haven't been filming.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Wes.
And welcome back to Petrol Station, your one-stop shop for bad decisions and regrets.
Title of your sex tape.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah,
Got me.
That one stung a little bit.
Ouch.
What's on the docket today, Dennis?
Well, Wes, I got a topic that I think our viewers will enjoy, maybe want to chime in, and I think this is something you and I are not going to agree on. Our topic for this week is social media. Has it ruined car culture?
You know we're posting this on social media, right? Shh. All right, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to start off? You seem very happy with the situation. I'm not very sold on it.
Here's where I'm going with this. So over the last few years, things like Instagram, TikTok, I don't really fold YouTube into the mix because I feel like there's a bunch of different genres of videos that are out there that represent all types of car culture. But specifically like TikTok, Instagram, pretty much if you don't have an Italian supercar, if you don't have a car that costs 6 digits in money, and you don't have a huge following, you're not considered, like a car person on those platforms. And over the years, they have exemplified that you got to have a lot of money, you got to have a bunch of rich friends, and you have to be, they're all integrated together and they go on rallies and poker runs and, exotic dinners. And, there's things like the 10 network. It's really in the name, the exotic network. And unless you have a 6-figure car, you're not even allowed in unless you have a Cybertruck for some reason. I still don't get that one.
Because they're trash cans.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because it costs 6 figures doesn't mean that it should.
It's a glorified $100,000 trash can.
Absolutely. But I think that through those apps like Instagram and TikTok, groups like that have shown, like, unless you have an exotic supercar, you're not a car guy. You're not a petrol head. You're not even worth talking about. And to me, that's you bought a really expensive car. Congratulations. That doesn't mean that you're a car guy. That just means that you have a lot of money and you're either making investments or you're stupid with your cash. Like, I would much rather see the kid who bought a 2010 Camaro and has done the wide body kit, different wheels and, suspension setup and done all kinds of motor mods. And yeah, sure, it's still not a 6-figure car, but it looks great. And it's something that they have put together with their own 2 hands versus I went to the dealer, I bought a very expensive car, and now I'm a car guy.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think, and been around social media for a really long time, and I've seen kind of the ups and downs of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And I think when you say, a lot of these things like the people with higher end cars that are all over Instagram, you have to have a $300,000 car to be any kind of petrol head or any kind of car guy on Instagram. I think it's Instagram specific, honestly, because since TikTok has started, it has created such a culture of the DIY, the people that come around that buy the $6,000 jalopy and turn it into something that's freaking crazy. And we get to watch that process from X to Z over to 100-part video that's not on YouTube or Instagram, because TikTok is such a culture shock to a lot of these social media platforms. I think when TikTok did launch, before TikTok, it was that way. It was everyone who was anyone had to have a Lamborghini, had to have some crazy Huracan, had to have a crazy McLaren. It had to be this statement piece. You had to have something that really shook the world in Instagram. You had to have the best pictures. You had to have the best car. And that's just not the day and age we live in anymore because of TikTok. And that's what I feel. I think YouTube is similar, but YouTube is more, longer form. It's more educational. I think TikTok is really for the day-to-day, the mechanics, the people that actually want to see people going from point A to point B and showing their progress, showing how they changed out, this, that, and the other, and modifications on their car to really show the process of what they took to get to where they're at now. You see a lot of these Camaros, you see Camaros, Dodges, any kind of car on TikTok that isn't some $300,000, LaFerrari that somebody built from the ground up, went and got it out of a junkyard, and they showed the process of them rebuilding the engine, rebuilding the car. And I think that's why I like YouTube and TikTok more than Instagram, because I feel like Instagram is a publicity social media. It is specifically for the glitz and glamour. It's
absolutely
for people that have the money to show off what they have, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think TikTok has created an environment where car culture is coming back. And in the most recent years, I feel like we've had the opportunity to see that kind of culture shift, because we get to see, again, YouTube did a great job about that. But when Instagram started to take over and people started to move towards short form before YouTube Shorts, before, we went to TikTok, they were dominating the world. And now that we have, shorter social media platforms, short form social media platforms like TikTok, it's creating a better culture shift.
And I will say that the more that Instagram gets integrated with Facebook, the more Facebook is starting to take over that algorithm of you got to have so much money to even be noticed on those platforms. And the ones that, let me back up for a second. I agree. To your point about TikTok, I don't think it's definitely not at the same level as Instagram and Facebook are, as far as constantly showing off that you have to have this tons of cash to be, to be in car culture, and you don't. I think TikTok is more of a healthy blend of a little bit of both.
Well, let me tell you, I'm scrolling past every single video of another damn orange or green Lamborghini.
Oh, absolutely.
I will spend hours watching the dude rebuild a fucking Chevy C10 pickup truck from the junkyard and bring it all the way
with
back.
A Leatherman and a wrench,
dude, and a will to live, and a hope and a dream.
Okay,
right?
And outside of cars, I'm sorry, but I will stay up into the wee hours in the morning watching some dude build a hut out of mud in the middle of the jungle.
Oh my god, dude! And a pool next to the, yeah, it's 60 size is way too big. There's no way.
And when he gets done, you feel fulfilled, just like we made it.
20 parts in, and I'm like, all right, where's the next one?
I need a drink and a snack because we in this for the long haul.
Shit out of this.
But yeah, I think the ones that I hate the most, and it pisses me off to no end that they constantly come across my feed, only because they are dealing with cars and exotics and stuff like that, are the ones that will go buy a Lamborghini just to make videos of them stepping on it and stomping on it and breaking the windshield and just beating the shit out of these really nice cars. Only because it does get views, and that's what's stupid. But that's somebody's dream car, right? And they run across you just basically shitting all over it, and that's just a dream crusher of I'm never going to make it there. But so also
what you're saying is we have to do that to be big in YouTube?
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
That would hurt my soul. I just couldn't do it.
Can we just do it to a 400ZX?
All right, I'll allow the 400ZX.
Actually, no, I take that back. Cybertruck.
Yes. Yeah.
If you guys each one of you give us $100,
we will beat the snot out of your Cybertruck. Out of your Cybertruck.
Ours.
No insurance claims here.
I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the world we live in is so short-lived. And when I say that, I mean the attention span is short.
Oh, yeah.
I think even doing long-form content, nobody is really watching unless you're sitting down, sitting out on your couch, planning to watch that kind of content. Nobody's consuming that content as much now that we have short-form videos, short-form content on TikTok and Instagram. That really drives the audience and drives these people to watch, these shorter videos. Yes, and a lot of times it's quick, attention getting shit that is Lamborghini getting destroyed or somebody throwing a Cybertruck off the cliff, and watching it get destroyed.
Hey, dolphins are back.
God damn it, Craig. Go away. I'll feed you later. Got him some fish food.
That's going to be a great cut. Oh, dolphins. Anyways, before we were so rudely interrupted.
I think, again, it just goes to show that the world we live in nowadays is so front facing, right? It's whatever you can do to get attention. It's whatever you can do to get views is who is going to rule the world.
Absolutely. No one wants to put in the long haul work anymore of building up a channel, building up a subscriber base, and just trying to get past those 70 views to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still there.
Tell your friends.
We're trying. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah.
We need to buy those viewers.
Do we have a Patreon?
No, we don't.
Oh,
I keep mentioning it.
Step one, start a Patreon.
Yeah, haven't got there yet. One day. But yeah, it's just a lot of, I think, especially on Instagram, I think it's just a lot of bullshit. Even like the AI shit now, dude. It's like all over. And it's like, it's so real. Like you don't even know what you're looking at.
Until it does something really weird. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's AI.
But like 9 times out of 10, again, if I'm on TikTok watching a dude walk around his car and like talk about it and show it, like you can't AI generate that. So it creates a separate world from, again, TikTok and Instagram. And I think, thank God TikTok didn't go away, because I don't know if I can live on Instagram. It's so fake and so just, again, front facing and attention grabbing that's all they do. That's all. Every single video is another girl shaking her ass, a car that's over $300,000 that is you're never going to afford. And
sometimes they're standing on a car you can't afford, shaking their ass.
And then they break the glass.
Yeah. And the whole time I'm just sitting there like, you're scratching the paint.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to get that out.
No.
That sheep's stripper glitter is not coming out of that.
No. You can't get daddy issues out of the interior.
Oh God. That is so true.
So true.
So true.
Or baby powder.
You're not buffing that out.
So here's something like, let's expand on this conversation just a little bit. There are also certain creators that, and the one I'm thinking about is across multiple platforms. And I know like he's got a big subscriber base. A lot of people like to go watch his content. I personally cannot stand him. And I get what he's trying to do, right? He is trying to tear down the stereotypes of what current car culture videos are about. But Whistling Diesel, I cannot stand that guy. I seriously, like, I see his face and I just want to punch him. And dude, don't come to Texas and try to start a fight. I will cower. Anyways,
it's because you're old and he's young.
It's probably
you're getting your old.
No, you know what hurt my feelings was the video that he just completely destroyed the red square body Chevrolet truck. Like
he's destroyed so much. I just don't even care anymore.
It just hurts. Like, and now I will say the Cybertruck versus the F-150 video was kind of entertaining to watch. Just to watch both of them pretty much suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just to go out and spend exuberant amounts of cash just to destroy it for views, that to me, that is just a ridiculous content model. And why do people keep subscribing to that?
Because it gets views, Dennis. Because it gets views.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why do people go watch that? Why do people subscribe?
Anybody can go watch a car drive down the street. You know what they can't watch? A car crash. You know how many people watch car crash compilation on YouTube every single day? Probably in the billions.
Arkansas State Troopers Chases is the best channel.
And that's it. Like that. And I think that's why that kind of culture has kind of spread, the destruction and breaking cars and doing those kind of things and wild videos is because, one, I think we've kind of maxed out the amount of content we can create with cars. I mean, yes, new cars are coming out every day, but we've all seen a car drive down the street in a video and make it look like a cool edit. What we haven't seen is somebody sitting in the seat blown up.
Yeah.
and I think that's why those videos get so many views and why he has such a cult following is because he is doing things that people aren't doing. Nobody is out here destroying a car. I mean, there are people, but like in the grand scheme of things, the 3 YouTubers that are doing it is not, the general audience. And they're not, they're doing it, but they're making that money back. Yeah. Like they're spending the money, but they are making the money back on YouTube with the views.
I will say the YouTube channels and social media channels that I almost don't like as much. And by the way, when it comes to Whistling Diesel, I don't hate the player. I just hate the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's a cool guy.
I watched a few videos. I'm not a huge fan, but like, he seems like he seems like a little douchebag kid, but like,
I still want to punch him.
Who the fuck cares? Like,
he's
still making money.
And I go for a drink right after that.
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
And they get my feelings hurt when he pulls out all the money he has.
Right.
Yeah.
Buys your house.
And buys my
and destroys it. Buys your house just to bulldoze. No, I think the other channels that I can't stand, but just they drive me nuts is the ones where like, and it's always Mustang owners where like that car becomes their entire life. I can't remember the guy's name, but there's one that's out of New Jersey. I'm sure someone's going to find him now. But yeah, like he's had a bunch of Mustangs and he produces decent content, but everything is Mustang related. Like it's him driving the car and talking about the new Mustang and like the new transmission that's going to be offered. And, this one's coming with this type of exhaust and not. And he's always got the Mustang jacket on. He's got the Mustang hat. and his entire channel is like Mustang themed. It's like, dude, you realize there's more cars out there.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's like the guys who can only
though.
talk about Porsche.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
Don't
let's not talk about that guy. Did you know that the 83 air cooled was different from 85? I digress.
Did you know you can suck a fat?
I could, but I'm choosing not to.
Let me tell you,
unless it's in a Porsche.
One, I understand YouTubers talking about one topic. I get it because you have to niche down in this world, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I understand it from a social media point of view. Social media, I wouldn't say I'm an influencer, but I understand the world. And you do have to niche down, and it makes sense because he is the Mustang guy. You know it because you mentioned it. That he is the Mustang guy that you know. But I will say now, if we're at a car show and all you talk about is Mustang, I'm going to punch you off the fucking cliff.
I'm not going to talk to you. That's when I walk away.
I'm so tired. Yeah, I can't stand Porsche owners who only talk about Porsches. I can't stand it.
And let's throw it out. As two former Mustang owners, the one thing that, and I did one of them, I did go to one Mustang fest.
Yeah.
And that I would never do it again.
Yeah,
because
what's the point?
What is the point? What is the point to going to a car show to see the exact same car?
Every fucking
like, hey, it's the one I drove in blue.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, shit, that one's in green.
Yo, that one's one of 45 that came with the tan interior but has the black floor mats.
No shit.
That's crazy.
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah, that's easily $15,000 more.
Yeah. For what?
Nothing.
Yeah.
This is becoming a roast session.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're already here. Might as well talk about it.
Yeah, let's roast everybody.
Car dealerships. Listen, I get it. You guys want to be a part of the group and a part of the fucking TikTok trend. I am so tired of seeing your walk arounds. We get it. You have a fucking Chevy Malibu 2019 in gray. We get it. We don't need to see it every single day. And I don't understand how they're getting views. Like, it's just a walk around. And they sitting there walking around the car like they would on any other fucking website, and they somehow got 100 million views. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a damn Chevy Malibu in silver.
Now, like the Chevy Malibus, Ford Tauruses, like those kinds of cars. I don't get that, but I mean, like for the high end stuff that's going to go to websites like Bring a Trailer, they require those videos. Now, you can't take it to the extra step and talk about the car and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, Bring a Trailer requires just having a walk around video.
Yeah, but not showing every car is going to Bring a Trailer. Like,
no.
These are people that again,
I'm talking about like Jim Billy Bob's Pontiac of,
posting cars that they don't own because they think it looks cool and talking about it. I'm like, listen here, we get it. You work at a dealership for $18 an hour and you make commission and that's it. And you have nothing else to do.
And this is the only time you're going to see the GT500?
The only time you're going to see the GT500, but move on. I will say though, there is one trend of dealerships I love to watch. It's the ones where it's like myth busting all the financial stuff and making fun of all that stuff. I love those guys. Like where they're just sitting there going over all the square 4x4 and you can get this 47% APR. Yeah, I love those videos.
The ones I like are on TikTok where they'll do a TikTok trend and then wheel it into by the way, did you know that the new Chevy Blazers have hit the lot?
Yeah. No, I can't stand the dealerships that try to really push all their inventory on TikTok just to get views and just to get people in. I'm like, listen, you can advertise anywhere else. I don't want that on my For You page. To wrap this up, I think you and I have seen a lot of different culture changes in our life. Like we've gotten to see the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and then social media coming into those eras. And, we had YouTube before YouTube was even a fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've kind of seen it all. And we've seen the culture shifts as they go on. And I think the world we live in now, again, is with TikTok bringing back the personal touch, bringing back the more personal videos where we get to see the in-depth back end stuff of not just what they want us to see, but what we are going to get to see because they're showing everything and not critiquing and editing it in post and making it where it's all fluff and no substance. I think it's a really cool culture shock, and I'm glad to be a part of it because we get to see so much cooler things. We get to see people, trial and error. We get to see people creating cool cars out of nothing, and it takes away from, or it gives views to the people that deserve it. These people that are buying views on Instagram that are buying $300,000 cars just to get views, and like you said, buying $300,000 cars just to destroy them to get views.
Right.
It takes away from that, and it gives it back gives the audience back to the people that are actually trying to do cool things with cool cars without having to destroy a $100,000 car.
So I think this is one time where you and I can actually fully agree on something, or that fact is we don't care about how much money you have in your fancy car collection that you never drive. You just put it in your garage just so you can film it on your phone and get views. I don't care.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I don't care to see the exotic parties that you're going to. I don't care to see you shutting down, highways and streets and getting a police escort just so 50 Lamborghinis can go traipsing through the city.
To Cars and Coffee one time a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't care.
Like, give me a kid in a Nissan 300ZX.
Right?
Give me a kid in a Dodge. Give me a kid in a Mustang GT from 1969.
They had to swap the air intake and do spark plugs
just
before
rolling down the street with just a hope and a prayer.
Just so he can go cruising with his buddies.
Yeah, give me personality. And I think that's a big part of it too. I think the personality has come back. In our social media, we've had such a pull away from that where it's all the same substance, it's all the same things over and over and over. There's no personality. But with TikTok now, there is personality, and there is bringing back that personality touch to videos and content that we're consuming on a not just automotive scale, but like a scale all industries. We see it in movie reviews now. We see it where we get movie reviews from one dude who's gone to see the movie, 2 weeks early because he's put himself in that position nowadays. And it's not a critic on IMDb who's just dog shitting on the video or dog shitting on the movie because he gets paid to do so.
Right.
And I think I appreciate that the most about TikTok. And I think that's why I was very upset when the TikTok ban was going around, and I was hoping it wouldn't be
that one day.
Stick. It could still happen. But, I think it has created such a culture shift of personality and a personal touch that we haven't had in a long time.
Agreed. Well, that's going to wrap it for this week. As always, please, if you like this content, if you like hearing us bicker back and forth and work out our family trauma, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that alert button so you can get notified when we post a new video every week. For Petrol Station, I'm Dennis.
I'm Wes.
And we're out.